Folks, DC here, DC's Gadgets. Today is August the 3rd, Saturday, and the little box behind me is my cell building nuke. And we were in here on Thursday and did a cut comb Miller method of cleaning. So I'm going to pop this open right now and see if they're doing anything, and if they're not doing anything, then I'll just throw a frame of grass in there, but let's see what's going on. Now, if you watch the other video, I came in here on Thursday, I took out the existing queen, made them queenless, and then I cut the comb. I actually had to take a frame from this box because everything that was in here was actually on foundation. So, let's see what we got here. I don't see anything happening. Bummer. No, wait a minute. I may have spoke too soon. So this is the frame I prepared with the cuts. I got nothing on there, but I'm looking at the frame next to it. There's some possibilities over here. Alright. I got one up there on the top. I did try to hedge my bets and put a couple of JZBZs in there. Looks like they started to work one, nothing else. So, okay, this failed. Unfortunate, but it failed. So what I'm going to do is put this all back in there, and I'll pull a frame out of one of those boxes and do a full set of grafts in the middle of this thing. Now look at this frame over here. I got lots of brood. They may be making queen cells on one of these brood frames. There's a cup. With a larva in it. Nope, no larva in it. Just reflection. Nothing on this one. See what's happening over here. Nothing happening here either. Okay, so all that means is I'm not going to have the queens emerging on Tuesday night's meeting like I wanted to, but I'll probably have a couple queens that I can just leave in the incubator. That's a honey frame. I'm going to leave that in there. So, which frame's going to come out? Wait, we got right there. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's why I didn't take the ones over there, because they're making queens right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 with larvae in it. So we can't predict bees. They do what they want to. I am going to cut them out of there. I'll take these JZBZ cups out, and I think I'll move this frame to the other box and put in a frame of grafts. I wanted to add an addendum onto that whole thing with the Miller method of queen rearing. Obviously, I was skeptical because I put those JZBZ grafts in the same box. And as it's happened to me so many times, if I've got a brood frame and a cell builder with larvae and eggs, they start making queens on the brood frame, and they did. They didn't make them on the diagonal cuts on the brood frame I chose, but they started making cells on a different brood frame. And I was stupid because I cut those off and did another set of grafts on a regular cell bar. What I should have done is actually scoop those out and stuff them in graft cups, because they already started them. They were full of royal jelly. So anyway, I haven't really had a lot of faith in some of these gimmicks. I know grafting works. I know cutting comb works. Cut comb and stick it in the top of the bar. But again, that's in a box that's been queenless for a couple hours. Some of these other gimmicks, I don't have a lot of faith in them. Bee College last year, had an instructor say you could take a strong colony with like 3 boxes, and if you get a queen excluder between the first and second box and the second and third box, you can put grafts in the top and they'll make queen cells. So kind of skeptical, but thought, possible if you got a strong colony, her pheromones aren't reaching the top of the box. So I tried twice. No, didn't work. So I don't try it anymore. As far as the OTS on the spot queen rearing method, I watched the video like 2 years ago by Mel Disselcohen, I think it's how you pronounce his name. And really neat video, and he goes into the whole thing and talks about how easy it is and how he does this all the time, and he's got pictures and the whole ball of wax. It works great for him. So we tried it last year. I tried it 3 or 4 times. I tried it in the colony. First colony was we went in, took out the queen, went in there and crushed cells, came back 3 days later. They were making queens, they weren't making anywhere I crushed them. So tried again, put up a cell builder, queenless for like at least 3 hours. It might have been 5 hours. It was minimum 3 hours anyway. Same thing, found a frame in a different box, took a hive tool, crushed like 5 places on the frame, came back the next day. They're making 6 queen cells in 1 pocket, nowhere near where I crushed them. So I stopped trying. It didn't work for me. I watched a video by Stuart Spinks from the Norfolk Honey Company across the pond. He tried the OTS queen rearing method last year, and although that didn't work, it still worked for him. He made a colony queenless, went through and crushed a bunch of cells, and he was trying to get 6 or 8 frames with queens on it. I can't remember how many. And his idea was he was just going to take the whole frame and put it into a mating nuke. He wasn't going to try to cut the queen cell off. And my intent was actually cut the queen cell out. So different objectives. In his case, they did not make any queens where he chose, but they did make queens on like 6 or 7, 8, whatever number of frames he needed, they made queens in those frames. So simply by making the box queenless, they made queens. Now that I don't doubt. I've done that far too many times and seen it far too many times. If I've got a box that's got eggs and larvae somewhere, and I go snag the queen and come back 3 days later, I'm going to find queen cells somewhere. Now, if I got natural comb in there and no plastic, I can cut them out. But then you got comb with holes in it all over the place. And I had several of them anyway, because if I find queen cells on frames, I cut them out, stick them in an incubator. But anyway, I wanted to just add that to it. I don't have a lot of faith in some of these gadgets and gizmos, or I don't know what you want to call it, really gadgets. It's just not a lot of faith in these different methods that I haven't proven. Okay, I tried this now, and when I cut the comb diagonally, I actually went back and I made sure that I had several cells with a graftable larva where the cell wall was broken on the bottom edge, where perfect candidate to make a queen cell. Didn't touch it. I don't know if this comb was just too old, they wouldn't do it. Don't know. I don't understand bees that much. Anybody who says they can are lying. But in any case, I've got the JZBZ cups. I thought there was one. There's actually 2 larvae in those 2 cups with larvae with a bunch of royal jelly. One that they had actually drawn wax around. The other one they hadn't drawn wax around. So I saved them, and then I put in like 10 grafts from today. So they'll come out. I might screw with the incubator. I might run an incubator like 1 or 1.5 degrees high. See what happens. Because I did this past week. I played around with it. And I'm not even sure how accurate my thing is. It's a cheap eBay thermostat. I started out running at 94.2, and it worked. I was getting queens out in 14 days. So I figured I was kind of hot. Or at least day 14, 10 days after graft. So I took it down. Right now I've got it sit at 93.1 is a set point. It'll get down to 92 on the low. It goes up to 94.4, 94.5 on the high. And what I found is that my queens are actually hitting day 16, 16 and a half. So I might be just a little bit cold, but this is working pretty good. So I know that there are people that manipulate the temperature to try to kind of screw with how fast the queens come out. So when I grafted today, I intentionally grafted a couple of cells that looked a little bit old. And I'll probably bump it up like 94.3. And because I really would love to see some queens actually coming out of the cocoon at the club meeting. But either way, just having queens in cages at the meeting is pretty cool.